What up YouTube, Spikerwhite here with a video that's a little bit different. This time I'm going to give you a little bit of an update on the video games and music that I've listened to. Because there is quite a bit of both of those that I've recently found and really liked. I'm doing video games and music because those are really the only new things that I've found that I really liked. So anyway, without further ado, I don't really have much else to say other than let's get started with the update. Alright, so we're going to start with video games. And the first game is Resistance: Fall of Man. This has got to be one of the greatest games for the PS3. Starring Craig has said that the game has aged poorly, and I honestly don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Sure, the game is a bit too easy, but I will gladly take too easy over punishingly fucking difficult. And when I say, of course, being too easy is subjective, but I think many people might find it too easy. But as an FPS, it has a surprisingly varied arsenal of weapons, including an assault rifle, a Cameron exclusive laser, a shotgun, a rocket launcher, a disintegrator type weapon, and probably one more that I'm forgetting. I also really fucking dig the retro-futuristic setting and world. I'm really getting into the retro-futurism subgenre of sci-fi. But the story does feel a bit secondary to the gameplay. Either way, it's still a really fun game that, if you stick with it. Yeah, Resistance: Fall of Man is a great game. Alright, the next game is Far Cry Instinct's Evolution. Now, to be honest, I'm not a fan of open world games. I've tried to play a few like True Crime Streets of LA and Total Overdose, and it's just not my thing. But Far Cry Instinct's Evolution is not like the other Far Cry games. This one is more of a traditional FPS game, which is part of the reason why I enjoy it. It does have some of the elements of the main games in the franchise, but it has self-contained levels, which makes progression easier to digest. At least for me. But the gameplay itself is really fucking good. You got your pistols, submachine guns, an actual machine gun, shotguns, and even a rocket launcher. In fact, there's some opportunities to blow shit up, if you please. But one thing that can really help you get through the levels is instinct mode. This allows you to see enemies clearer, and if you hold down the jump button correctly, you can jump even higher than normal. As the game progresses, there will be more and more instances that require jumping higher than normal. It can also highlight areas where you can climb. The system works pretty well despite some annoyances. I actually kind of like the story in this one too. Jack is a pretty damn good character, with some really good lines here and there. But Kate is a really fucking good character. She is sexy, tough, and even morally ambiguous. The ending, even though it has very little dialogue, the few words that it did have left me with the conclusion that Kate is not good or evil. She is human. And I think Jack knew this too. I can't be the only one who actually saw artistic merit in this fucking game. Yeah. It really did make me think. Alright, coming up next is Medal of Honor Rising Sun. When I first played this game, I did not care for it at all. I found it really fucking frustrating because I constantly got stuck in certain areas. It didn't help that the third level forced you to use a sniper rifle, and it was really dark, so it was difficult to see shit. On top of that, I had to start from too far back because save radios were too far apart for my liking. But I found out that all this time I was playing, I was on a higher difficulty, and you had to switch it in the main menu, which does not appear the first time you play the game. Also, the third level is the only level that makes you use the sniper rifle. Finding that out is like finding the hot girl who likes playing video games and eating Hot Pockets. Anyway, jokes aside, this game gets much better later on, and it does motivate me to try the second level again. Granted, the save radios are still too far apart for my liking, and it has a pretty limited arsenal of weapons, but the weapons it does have work pretty damn well for the most part. I also think that every level except for the third level is pretty fucking fun and well designed for all things considered. Surprisingly, the final level got easier as it went on, though that might be due to the fact that I got used to the design. Overall, Medal of Honor Rising Sun is still a pretty damn good game, although fans of the PC version might be disappointed to find that the letter cutscenes from the sister, I think, are not included in the Xbox version. I don't know if I speak for anyone else here, but I personally can do without them. But I ended up really enjoying this game, and that's all that really matters. Alright, the next game, or should I say games, are Metal Slug 4 and Metal Slug 5. I'm going to talk about these games at the same time because obviously they are included together on 2 discs for the Xbox, and they have way too much in common. If you like run and gun arcade style games, there's a solid chance that you will fucking love this game, or these games. I like Gunstar Heroes, and that is in a similar vein. You get plenty of enemies to shoot and shit to blow up. As a bonus, these games actually include the blood by default, which gives it an extra bit of intensity. The only problem I do have is the whole one-hit system. The only problem I do have is the whole one-hit and you die system. Some people may like it, but I find it pretty goddamn annoying. What remedies this somewhat is the autosave feature, which allows you to respawn whenever you get hit, and you can respawn whenever you want. Yeah, it's unlimited. This is present in both games. But it also has the trademark sounds and style of music from the previous Metal Slug games. Out of which of the two are better games, I think Metal Slug 4 is better, but that's mainly due to the fact that it has more levels than Metal Slug 5. But don't get me wrong, Metal Slug 5 is still a pretty fun game too. There's really not that much I can say about these games, other than that they are really fun. I just want to say I recently got a GOG account, which allows you to download certain games. What I did find on there was an emulation of none other than Wolfenstein 3D. So now I can say that I've actually played the original Wolfenstein 3D. As for my thoughts on it, it's a fucking classic that actually still holds up pretty well to this day. Blasting enemies with the MP40 and the chain gun is always pretty fucking satisfying. Sure, the level design can get confusing at times, although it actually doesn't come up often until the 6th episode. The 6th episode's levels are downright sadistic, but I was able to beat them eventually, but it took me a long time. I can definitely see how this game practically revolutionized gaming. Sorry, got a notification. It was the granddaddy of FPS games. Switching over from video games to music, the first piece of music that I've heard is the artist Zomboy. I actually do like a fair share of dubstep, but if there's one artist that has made songs that I consistently enjoyed, it would be Zomboy. Now much of what I say about Zomboy could be applied to dubstep in general. When you first listen to dubstep, you might think, how the fuck could anyone enjoy this? Hell, I myself thought that. But I then went out of my way to listen to some more dubstep songs and found myself enjoying them. I even started to get used to the synthesized wobble, to the point where I think it actually sounds pretty fucking cool. I guess it's what Wanda Bryant said. You should keep your ears open to unusual sounds that may sound uncomfortable now, but you might find them to be one of your favorite sounds later on. That's kind of what I did. But what really got me hooked are many things, actually. The melodic moments, the production, and even the rhythm. The rhythm is very sparse, but it somehow works really fucking well. I can name plenty of songs by Zomboy that I enjoy. These include Mind Control, The Beast, Born to Survive, Lone Wolf, Endgame, Last One Standing, and Airborne, which has officially become my go-to dance song. One last thing, Zomboy is just a fucking great name in general. Yeah, Zomboy is pretty dope. Alright, so the second and actually last piece of music that I've discovered is, and really enjoyed, is Rev Theory Justice. This album is arguably better than Light It Up. It has more good songs and has a real fucking brutal sound and powerful lyrics that elevates it for me. What makes it work is that the lyrics allow you to discover the song's sentiment and meaning for yourself. But it also has the great melodies and hard rock sound that I just can't get enough of. Some good songs on there would be Dead in a Grave, The Fire, Guilty by Design, Enemy Within, Wicked Wonderland, Say Goodbye, Never Again, and the acoustic ballad Hollow Man. This album is overall a fucking banger that needs more recognition. Yeah. So anyway, that's really all I have. I'm Spike Robot. If you like this video, you can subscribe to my channel, and take it easy. Honor the freedom, Jingos.